Hello and welcome to God's Minute. I'm Pastor Jonathan Conrad. I'm the senior pastor at St. Paul's Lutheran Church in Wilmington, North Carolina. This week we are looking at the book of Titus, which is one of the pastoral epistles that you can find in the New Testament. So let's continue with our look at Titus by looking at our passage for today. I, Paul, left you, Titus, behind in Crete for this reason, so that you should put in order what remained to be done, and should appoint elders in every town, as I directed you. Someone who is blameless, married only once, whose children are believers, not accused of debauchery, and not rebellious. For a bishop, as God's steward, must be blameless. He must not be arrogant or quick-tempered, or addicted to wine, or violent, or greedy for gain. But he must be hospitable, a lover of goodness, prudent, upright, devout, and self-controlled. He must have a firm grasp of the word that is trustworthy in accordance with the teaching, so that he may be able both to preach with sound doctrine and to refute those who contradict it. Well, a couple of things about the passage for today. When we look at the list of things and assets that a bishop should have, I got to be honest with you, a lot of this would not fly today. Because I can guarantee you that people at my church and the churches that I have served at, we have had people, we have leaders, we have had good Christian people who have been married more than once, whose children are not followers, and whose children, some have served time in jail. Does that discount what these Christian people can do? Absolutely not. So my first point is that when you read this passage, I want you to understand that our world has changed in that we now include many people of many different backgrounds who are a part of the congregation and who are a part of the leadership of the congregation. Just think if we did follow this to the T, how much suffering our ministries would have. Because you would discount a lot of help if you stuck with this list. But this list does help us on a personal level. So this is what I want you to do. Up here on the screen, you see a list of the don'ts and the do's when it comes to who could be a bishop. And I'm going to take a risk here and say all of you can be bishops. You all can be leaders in your daily life. How you can take the lead to make sure that you are serving God and serving your neighbor. So here's what you do. You look at the don'ts, you look at the do's, and each and every day in your time with God, find out, do you have more checks in the don't column or do you have more checks in the do column? If you have more checks in the don't column, then I want you to pray for God's forgiveness, for God's light, for God's voice, and to thank God for God's grace. Because guess what? You get to do better. You get to do better at this moment, right here, right now. Now, if you happen to have more do's than don'ts, again, you can pray to God and give thanks to God for letting his voice be loud enough that you can hear it in your body and in your soul, and that you are thankful that God allows you to do such good things for others. So this passage today, it is a double-edged sword. If we looked at it at just a checklist of those who could be leaders in our church, we're going to cut out a lot of people and a lot of good people. But if we use this list for our personal faith building, it can help us become better Christians and better followers. And in this time of the pandemic, I urge you each and every day to look over the list because it can help you build a template, if you will, on what you can and should not do in order to make the Word of God real and active in your life and in this world. Thank you for listening to me. Make sure you do your list, and I will see you tomorrow for another edition of God's Minute. You take care and God bless.